If you're over 60 and this happened to you last week, don't ignore it. Let me ask you something. Have you ever struggled to get out of your favorite chair and had to use both hands to push yourself up? Did you chalk it up to just getting older? Well, let me stop you right there. What if I told you that moment, that simple, quiet struggle, could be the first warning sign of something that leads to walkers, wheelchairs, even complete immobility? You see, I've been a doctor for over 50 years, and I've seen this silent crisis destroy more lives than heart attacks or diabetes. It's not a disease people talk about. It's not flashy. It doesn't make the headlines, but it sneaks up on millions of older Americans every single year. It's called sarcopenia, and it's the real reason why so many people over 60 lose their independence. According to the National Institute on Aging, nearly 1 in 3 Americans over 70 has significant muscle loss. Not just a little weakness. We're talking about losing the strength to walk, to stand, to live fully. It doesn't happen overnight. It starts in tiny moments, like when you feel cramps in your legs after dinner, or when you catch yourself holding onto the wall to get to the bathroom, or when the idea of stairs makes you think twice. These are not just aging. These are warning signs. And if you ignore them, you might end up like my patient Thomas, 72 years old, ex-military, strong as an ox, until one day he slipped just reaching for the morning newspaper. That fall cost him 16 pounds of muscle in 2 weeks. He never fully got up again. Now let me ask you, have you felt that loss of strength recently? Do your legs feel more tired than they used to? If yes, type the number 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. I still want to hear from you. Your story could help someone else watching right now. And if this message hits close to home, please tap that subscribe button and ring the bell. I'll be right here helping you fight this one muscle at a time. Because yes, this condition is real, but it is also reversible. And I'm going to show you how, starting with one small change before breakfast tomorrow morning. But first, you need to understand the real enemy. Let's begin. Number 1, the real reason you're losing strength, and it's not your age. Let me tell you what shocked me the most after 50 years of seeing older patients in my clinic. It's not the falls, it's not the muscle cramps, it's not even the walkers and canes, it's this. Most people believe it's normal to become weaker after 60. That belief is killing them. You see, muscle loss after the age of 60 isn't normal aging. It's a medical condition. It has a name, it has a cause. And if you ignore it, it has a cost. It's called sarcopenia, and it's not a maybe. It's a silent attack on your independence. And the worst part? It begins long before you feel it. According to Harvard Medical School, your body starts losing 3 to 5% of muscle mass every 10 years after the age of 30. By the time you're 75, you could be down 20% or more, even if you never noticed. And here's where it gets worse. It's not just age. It's what's happening inside your body. When you don't move enough, when you skip protein at breakfast, when chronic stress or blood sugar spikes silently damage your cells, your muscles don't just weaken. They go into what we call a catabolic state, where your body breaks muscle down faster than it can rebuild it. It's like trying to fill a bucket that has a hole in the bottom. No matter how much you eat, if your body isn't absorbing it right, you're falling behind. And this is exactly what happened to my patient Susan. She was 68, still active, still drove her own car. But she had started skipping breakfast. She thought it would help her lose weight. Within 3 months, she lost 9 pounds, but 4 of those pounds were muscle. She called me after she couldn't lift her grocery bags anymore. You see, skipping meals, eating ultra-processed food, sitting too long, these habits trigger inflammation. And chronic inflammation is one of the top root causes of sarcopenia, according to the National Institute on Aging. But no one tells you that, do they? Because it doesn't show up on your lab tests. It doesn't give you pain until one day it steals your legs. So let me ask you this. How many hours a day do you sit without standing up for a full 10 minutes? How many days a week do you skip breakfast or eat something with less than 15 grams of protein? If any of that sounds like you, it's time to face the truth. This isn't just aging, it's muscle loss in disguise. And the longer you wait to act, the harder it gets to rebuild. But don't worry, I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to give you the truth and the tools to take your strength back. You don't need a gym. You don't need pills. You don't need to accept the cane. You just need to know what to do first. And in the next section, I'll walk you through the most powerful tool we've got to fight sarcopenia, the test that finally shows you your true muscle health. But first, drop a comment below and tell me, have you skipped breakfast in the last week? Yes or no? Your answer could help us uncover patterns and help more people just like you. Number 2, you can't fix what you don't measure. The muscle test no one told you about. Here's the brutal truth. Most seniors who suffer from muscle loss have never once been told how much muscle they actually have left. That's not just medical neglect. That's a national crisis. You see, in hospitals across America, most doctors still rely on outdated tools like BMI or a general DEXA scan. But let me ask you something. How can we fight a condition like sarcopenia if we don't even know how much muscle we're losing? BMI, it only measures your weight compared to your height. It can't tell the difference between fat and muscle. A thin person with no strength could still show up as normal BMI, and that's dangerous. DEXA, while it's more advanced, it still measures lean mass in combination with bone and water weight. It doesn't isolate actual muscle tissue. In fact, a study published in the Journal of Applied Physiology found that DEXA overestimates muscle mass in older adults by up to 15%. That means what looks healthy on paper could already be a serious case of sarcopenia underneath. Now, here's what they don't tell you. There's a better way to measure your muscle. It's called the D3 Creatine Test, and it's the first and only method that shows how much real, contractile muscle tissue you still have. Here's how it works. You take a small, safe dose of deuterated creatine, a non-radioactive form of creatine. Over the next 24 hours, your body metabolizes and excretes it through urine. By measuring how much is retained in your muscle, doctors can calculate your actual muscle mass with over 90% accuracy. This isn't theory. This method was developed at the University of Washington and backed by research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. Even the National Institutes of Health is starting to recommend this test in studies on aging. Why? Because it doesn't guess. It tells the truth, and when it comes to muscle health, the truth is everything. Now, I know what you're thinking. What if my doctor never offered me this test? That's the problem. Most primary care physicians aren't trained to screen for muscle loss until it's too late. That's why awareness matters, because once you know your numbers, you can finally take control. So let me challenge you. The next time you visit your doctor, ask them directly, do you offer D3 creatine dilution testing for muscle mass? If they don't know what it is, send them this video. Your strength is too important to leave to guesswork, because if you can't measure it, you can't fight it. And if you don't fight it, you will lose it. Now that you understand how sarcopenia hides in plain sight, it's time to shift gears. In the next section, I'll show you the top foods and nutrients that literally rebuild your muscles, if you eat them the right way. But before that, drop a comment below. Have you ever had your muscle mass measured? Not just weight or BMI, but real muscle? Let's talk about it, because starting the conversation is the first step to change. Number 3, eat muscle, not just food. The nutritional fix for seniors at over 60. Let's be honest, most of what we were taught about nutrition is outdated, especially if you're over 60, still eating a bowl of cereal for breakfast, a sandwich for lunch, and pasta or soup for dinner. That's not nutrition. That's how you slowly lose muscle. According to Harvard Health, seniors need more protein per pound of body weight than younger adults. Not less. Why? Because as you age, your digestive system absorbs protein less efficiently. That means what worked at 30 won't work at 70. Let me break it down. If you're over 60, you need at least 0.6 grams of protein per pound of body weight every day. So if you weigh 150 pounds, you need about 90 grams of protein per day, split into meals. And here's the kicker. It matters when you eat that protein. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that people who eat most of their protein at breakfast and lunch maintain more lean muscle than those who eat it all at dinner. Yet most Americans skip breakfast. Or worse, we eat toast, coffee, or sugary cereal. That's like trying to fight sarcopenia with air. So what should you do? Start with protein. Real protein. Think eggs, Greek yogurt, turkey sausage, tofu, or a quality whey protein shake. First thing in the morning, a serving with at least 25 grams of protein before 10 a.m. has been shown to activate muscle protein synthesis, the body's signal to grow and repair muscle. This is the opposite of muscle loss. It's the first step toward getting your strength back. And don't forget about leucine, the most powerful amino acid for muscle building. Foods rich in leucine include 1 cup of cottage cheese, 1 scoop of whey isolate, a palm-sized piece of chicken or tuna. You don't need fancy supplements. You need smart timing and consistent intake. And don't fall for the myth that older people need less food. They need better food, because without protein, your body starts eating your muscles. Now, what about other nutrients? According to WebMD and the National Institute on Aging, seniors with low levels of vitamin D, magnesium, and omega-3 fatty acids are far more likely to experience faster muscle decline. So make sure you're getting 800 to 1,000 IU of vitamin D per day, at least 300 milligrams of magnesium daily, 1 to 2 grams of omega-3s per day from wild-caught fish or purified fish oil. These nutrients reduce chronic inflammation, one of the root causes of sarcopenia, and help your muscles recover faster after walking, lifting, or climbing stairs. Let me say this loud and clear. Protein is your medicine. Timing is your weapon. Real food is your therapy. So tell me this in the comments below. What did you eat this morning? And how much protein did it have? Because tomorrow's strength depends on what you eat today. In the next part, we're going to tackle the second most powerful tool for reversing sarcopenia, the right kind of movement. No gym, no weights, no stress. But first, fuel your body. Number 4, move or lose, the 5-minute secret that rebuilds muscle. After 60, let's get something straight. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need to lift heavy weights. You don't need to wear spandex or count reps like a bodybuilder. But you do need to move, and you need to do it the right way, starting today. Because if you're over 60 and you sit more than 7 hours a day, you're already losing muscle whether you feel it or not. This isn't just my opinion. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, adults over 65 lose up to 3 to 8% of muscle mass per decade, especially when they're inactive. And it gets worse. When you sit too long, your body enters a catabolic state, the same one I talked about earlier. It stops repairing muscle. It starts breaking it down. So let's fight back. Here's the good news. You can reverse muscle loss with just 5 to 10 minutes a day, if you do the right movements. We call it functional resistance training. No machines, no fancy equipment. It's all about training your body to do what it needs most. Stand, sit, step, reach, balance. Here are the 5 core movements I want you to remember. Chair stands. Slowly stand up from a chair, then sit back down. Use no hands. Wall push-ups, gentle on joints, great for upper body strength. Heel-to-toe walking, improves balance and coordination. Step-ups, using your stairs or a stable step, slowly go up and down. Glute squeezes, activate the largest muscles in your body even while sitting. You don't need to break a sweat. You need to wake your muscles up. Do this every day, even just once in the morning and once in the evening. And if you want more power, try adding light resistance bands. A study from the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity found that older adults using resistance bands improved leg strength by up to 30% in just 8 weeks. That's not theory, that's life-changing. Let me give you a simple formula. Muscle, movement, protein, recovery. You already have the protein plan, now you've got the movement. But don't forget, consistency is everything. One day a week won't do it. You must teach your muscles to come back by showing up for them every day. Now let me ask you this. When was the last time you stood up from a chair without using your hands? If it's been more than a week, your muscle loss is already affecting your life. And the longer you let it go, the more you'll need help with walking, dressing, or even just getting out of bed. But you can change that. You can reverse it. And you can start today in your living room with nothing but your own body. Drop a comment and tell me, which of these 5 exercises will you try first? Your answer might inspire someone else to stand up, literally. In the next part, we're going to confront the biggest mistake even doctors make when it comes to sarcopenia and how you can protect yourself. But for now, stand up, take 5 minutes, and fight for your future. Number 5, the 3 silent mistakes. Even doctors make about muscle loss. Let me be blunt. Most people, including many doctors, are still making 3 critical mistakes when it comes to muscle loss in older adults. And it's costing people their independence, their dignity, even their lives. Mistake number 1, believing weakness is just part of aging. I've heard this line for decades. You're over 70, of course you're slowing down. That kind of thinking is dangerous because if weakness is accepted, no one treats it. The truth is, muscle loss is not inevitable. It's a sign that your body needs help, and help is possible at any age. Mistake number 2, focusing only on visible weight, not muscle quality. Many checkups today include weight, blood pressure, cholesterol. But how often does your doctor measure grip, strength, walking speed, or how many seconds it takes you to rise from a chair? According to the National Institute on Aging, these tests are some of the best predictors of long-term survival in seniors. Yet they're rarely done. That's a failure of the system, and it puts you at risk. You could be losing 2 to 3 pounds of muscle per year and still pass a normal physical exam. But the moment you trip or can't open a jar, you realize how fragile your strength has become. Mistake number 3, waiting for a fall to take action. Falls are not random accidents. They're often the final warning sign of a body that's been ignored for too long. Here's the truth. 1 in 4 Americans over 65 falls each year, according to the CDC, and falls are the leading cause of injury-related death for seniors in the U.S. Let that sink in. Now, here's what I want you to remember. You don't need a crisis to start caring about your muscles. You don't need a fracture to prove you're losing strength. You need awareness, you need education, and you need a plan. So if your doctor doesn't ask about your strength, you ask them. If your checkup doesn't include a sit-to-stand test, you request it. If no one's talking to you about muscle health, you start the conversation. This is your body, your future, and you have every right to fight for it. Here's your mission. This week, track how many times you stand up without using your hands. Count how long it takes to walk 10 feet without losing balance. Write it down. That's your baseline. That's your story. Because the earlier you notice the loss, the faster you can turn it around. And in the next part, I'll show you exactly how. But first, drop this in the comments. Did your last doctor's visit include any tests for strength or muscle loss? Yes or no? Let's shine a light on what's being missed. Together. Number 6, the 21-day comeback plan. Rebuild strength before it's too late. You've heard the warning signs. You've seen the science. You've felt the slow loss of strength. Now it's time for a plan, not a theory, not another promise in a pill. A real daily plan designed for your body, your age, and your life. Let me be clear, you can rebuild lost muscle in just 21 days. Not all of it, but enough to get stronger. Enough to walk without fear. Enough to feel alive again. Here's how. Week 1, reactivate. Goal, wake up dormant muscles. Daily movement, 5 to 7 minutes of basic body weight exercises. Choose from chair stands, wall push-ups, glute squeezes. Do them twice a day, morning and before dinner. Protein timing. Start every day with 25 to 30 grams of protein before 10 a.m. Think 3 eggs, 1 cup Greek yogurt, or a whey protein shake. Hydration. At least 64 ounces of water per day. Dehydration weakens muscles fast. Vitamin D and magnesium. Supplement with 800 IU of vitamin D and 300 milligrams of magnesium if your doctor allows it. You're not trying to win a marathon. you're waking up your strength. Week 2, rebuild. Goal, trigger new muscle growth. Add resistance bands. Do light resistance training 3 times this week. Focus on large muscle groups, legs, glutes, back. Track your strength. And can you stand from a chair without using your hands? Can you carry a 10-pound bag of groceries? Increase protein. Eat 90 to 100 grams of protein across the day. Split into 3 meals. No skipping. Evening walk. Walk for 10 to 15 minutes after dinner. It improves blood flow and supports recovery. Your body is responding. Every rep, every bite, every step, it all counts. Week 3, retake control. Goal, regain real-life independence. Balance training. Practice heel-to-toe walking or stand on one leg for 15 seconds. Do this daily near a wall or chair. Climb something. Use stairs or a sturdy step for 3 sets of step-ups. Start with 5 reps. Add more as you go. Self-test. Walk 10 feet and time it. Healthy seniors do it in under 6 seconds. Stay accountable. Write down your food, your movement, your sleep. Just for you, not to impress anyone, but to remind yourself you are in charge now. This isn't about 6-packs. It's about standing up without fear, reaching without shaking, walking without wondering if you'll make it. You are not too old. You are not too weak. And it's not too late. In 21 days, your body can change. In 21 days, your mind will believe again. So let me ask, will you commit to this 21-day comeback plan? Type yes in the comments if you're in, or type not yet if you need more time. I'll be here when you're ready. And coming up next, I'll reveal the 3 breakfast foods that secretly weaken your legs. Even though doctors say they're healthy, trust me, you'll want to avoid these starting tomorrow. But for now, stand, eat, move, track, and don't stop. You've got 21 days and a second chance. Let me leave you with this. I've seen men who fought in wars, women who raised 5 children, folks who survived cancer, heartbreak, and 1,000 storms. But do you know what broke most of them? It wasn't disease. It wasn't pain. It was the moment they believed their strength was gone forever. And I'm here to tell you, that belief is a lie, because muscle doesn't disappear overnight, and it doesn't vanish for good. It waits. It waits for you to show up. It waits for you to feed it, to move it, to believe in it again. I don't care if you're 75 or 85. You can get stronger starting today. Even if you've been weak for years, even if you've used a walker, even if your own doctor told you it's just aging. Because the truth is, muscle loss is common, but it's not irreversible. Strength is built, not bought. And hope, my friend, is a powerful medicine. But only if you take action. You've made it this far. You've listened, you've learned, you've felt something inside you light up again. Now the choice is yours. Will you sit back and let your muscles disappear? Or will you fight? One meal, one walk, one rep at a time. If you're ready to reclaim your body, type, "I'm taking my strength back" in the comments. And don't forget to share this video with one person over 60, someone you love, someone who still has time, but doesn't know it yet. Now, Bashau, before you go, there's one more thing I have to show you. There's a simple, real food, one you can eat at breakfast, that helps reverse muscle loss, even in people over 65. I'm talking about rebuilding strength from the inside out. In our next video, I'll show you what it is, why it works, and how just one serving a day can make all the difference. So tap subscribe, hit the bell, don't miss this, because tomorrow morning could be the first step of your comeback.